Welcome into WagerTalk TV. This video is sponsored by The Gold Sheet. We have Bruce Marshall from The Gold Sheet. We have Tony Finn from WagerTalk.com. I am Drew Martin from SportsMemo.com. And we are breaking down the battle of the Cougars, boys. We got Washington State at the Houston Cougars. I believe this is technically on a neutral field, but Bruce, I'll throw it to you first, man. Which Cougars are you looking to bet?
Well, I'll tell you, there's some history here, Drew, between these sides, believe it or not. The very first game that was played on AstroTurf was in 1966 at the Astrodome. Now, the Cougars played in the Astrodome in 65. They didn't have AstroTurf there. How do I know this? Because the game program of the first Super Bowl ran a big Monsanto ad about the first game played on AstroTurf, and the Houston Cougars won that one 21-7. So what's going to happen this week? It's going to be a little higher scoring, I think. I like the transition from Major Applewhite to Dana Holgorsen. They've made a big upgrade at head coach for Houston. Oklahoma was a tough opening game for them, and I thought Derek King was a pretty good long shot bet for the Heisman. That's pretty much out the window now, but he can still post some pretty big numbers in the Holgorsen offense.
Absolutely.
The key here is going to be Washington State, though. Now, the Cougars have started out really quick, but against minor league opposition, New Mexico State and Big Sky Northern Colorado, they're scoring almost a point per minute. We'll find out a little bit more in this game about how good Washington State is. I mean, we've seen them in the past. They play in the Pac-12. They beat Iowa State in the bowl game last year. They've beaten Stanford and Washington and Oregon in recent years. Anthony Gordon, the quarterback, we weren't sure he was going to be the guy Mike Leach was going to pick. He took him over the Eastern Washington transfer, Gage Jabrut. I mean, he's already thrown 9 touchdown passes and almost 900 yards the first 2. He'll get more of a test here, but this point spread is up there a little bit, so I'm not sure there's value on the Washington State side, Drew.
It is. It's inching towards double digits at -9, Tony, and we're seeing a total, like Bruce was alluding to, at, what, mid-70s here? That's a lot of points, but both of these offenses can score. What are you thinking?
Well, there is history, not only history as Bruce described, but there's history here if you're a believer that that the master can teach the student, and that is at home. He coached under Leach and was at Texas Tech even. If you feel about Mike Leach, I feel about him, and that is that I think he's responsible for the 2 Oklahoma Heisman Trophy winners. In truth, I think that what Leach did with Stoops when he was under Stoops, and now with Riley, is that they perfected that air raid system. I mean, almost you've taken 2 completely different quarterbacks and produced Heisman Trophy winners, different athletes. In this game, I like Mike Leach better than now at Washington State than I did at Texas Tech. He's not locking kids in closets. He's behaving himself a little more, and I think this game opened about a touchdown, and like you said, it's up to about a 10, and there's reasons for it. And this guy has an amazing knack for taking me or Bruce or you and putting him at the quarterback position and making him look really, really good.
Absolutely, yeah. It should be a lot of plays. And guys, can we lock in a play here, Tony?
If you're going to put a gun to my head, I hate laying 10. On the end of 10 in this game, but I like Leach. I like his players. I like the fact. Here's people will tell you, they wish Leach would have more, especially the last couple of years. They don't have enough big plays. That they're an extension of the West Coast kind of offense. I think it fits perfectly here. You keep Houston off the field, and let that Washington State defense, which is under Leach, has improved. I like them.
And Bruce, what are you thinking?
Sort of agree with Matt here. I mean, you're talking about Leach also on the road. He's 22-10 against the number since 2013 as a visitor.
Good stat.
And this offense is moving pretty well. And there's a connection with Holgorsen and Leach and all, but I'm going to stick with the master here again. We have a slight lean to Washington State in the Gold Sheet.
Yeah, should be a fun one to watch, and a lot of points, guys. So again, this video is sponsored by the Gold Sheet. Battle of the Cougars, fun one to watch on Saturday. Thanks for tuning in.